Oh, that's, ooh. Hey everyone, it's Anna and I'm back with another vintage cookbook. The time has come, this is really happening. I'm reviewing Nuts, Nuts, Nuts. A bunch of you got very excited when I received this for my birthday. By a bunch, I mean like 5 or 6 people. This book was published in 1980, and as you can see, it's got that kind of like self-published or like church cookbook kind of feel to it, although it is not affiliated with any specific organization. It is written by one person, Anne Mason Norton. I do get some very strong how to boil water vibes from this one. I'll link that video somewhere up here. It just kind of gives me a similar feel. During our travels around the country, my husband and I have discovered that various nuts are eaten in all part of the United States and the world, but mainly during the holiday season, Thanksgiving to Christmas. Because nuts can be easily cracked and the nut meat stored in the freezer, it is the purpose of this book to encourage everyone to use nuts all year round. The high prices of shelled nuts in the grocery store makes it more attractive to buy nuts in the shell, crack, and shell them at one's leisure. What are you doing for fun, lady? With a supply of nut meats in your freezer, the recipes in this cookbook can be made during any season. So the first chapter of this book is called In a Nutshell. Just advice on gathering nuts. I mean, sure, I don't usually go nut hunting. She gives the weights of specific nuts and like how many cups that is. So a pound of almonds is 1 1/4 cups of nut meats. A pound of black walnuts, that yields like a cup. And she gives advice on cracking them. I'm not sure if what she says about buying nuts in the shell holds true today. With some, maybe. So maybe like in the instance of pistachios or something like that you would snack on, it might be more cost effective to buy them in the shell. But for things like walnuts, I think buying unshelled walnuts, it would just be so much more work that even if there was a small savings, it would be worth it for you to just purchase like already shelled walnuts or pecans or whatever. Blanching nuts, roasting nuts, frying nuts, slivering nuts. She does have a little bit of a section on coconut, how to make coconut milk, coconut syrup. Not a lot of illustrations in this one, only drawings at the beginning of each chapter. Appetizer section, we've got some lovely nuts on crackers. Vegetables, it looks like a tomato with some noodles and almonds. And these are nice. They're not a heavy feature of this book to me. So getting into some of the recipes in this book, I wouldn't say that they're a huge feature of each dish, but every recipe does have nuts. Quickie. Peel banana, leave whole, roll in mayonnaise, and then roll in chopped pecans. Serve on lettuce or as a dessert. I don't think I'm gonna be rushing to make this one. Scrumptious celery. Do not agree with the title of this recipe. Nutty noodles. This one is more my speed. It's butter, onion, mushrooms, good start. 2 cans of consomme, a 10-ounce package of noodles, and then some slivered almonds. I would love that side dish. This one I would consider. In a hurry. A can of chicken, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, mushrooms, toasted almonds, and then 4 slices of buttered toast. Gumdrop bread. It does have nuts in it, but only half a cup. The main feature of this recipe is a cup of chopped gumdrops. Have you ever heard of gumdrop bread or made gumdrop bread? I'd love to hear about that, so do leave me a comment. This comes to us from the cakes and torte section. I'm just not sure about it. Sausage cake. Okay, it looks like a spice cake with some sausage in it. The thing that made me kind of giggle the most was that you're supposed to top the slices with Cool Whip. Imagining like a sausage cake with Cool Whip on top. And you actually don't brown the sausage before you put it in the recipe. You're supposed to cream together the uncooked sausage and the sugar and then add your eggs. So it's kind of like you're creaming together butter and sugar, but not. So this one, I did mark it as questionable in my notebook. Microwave pecan pie. This was 1980, so microwaves were very popular at that time. In medium mixing bowl, melt butter on roast. I don't think my microwave has a roast setting. Does yours? And then finally, like when you get your ingredients together and pour them into the pie shell, you're supposed to microwave the pie for 25 to 30 minutes on defrost. I think one of the reasons I deemed this questionable is that this doesn't like save a lot of time. It takes a long time to bake a pie, but 25 to 30 minutes in a microwave is also quite a long time. Maybe I'll test that one. Maybe I'll have like a microwave week. Oh, that would be great. Oh, ideas. I'm not making the sausage cake this week. I'm not making the microwave pecan pie. Today I'm going to be preparing casserole cookie balls. One of the main attractions for this recipe for me anyway is that it uses some of the ingredients that I have left over from my no-bake fruitcakes. Looking at it, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like energy bites or energy balls. There's no peanut butter in it, but there's a lot of like fruit and nuts. Basically what you do is you mix all the ingredients together, you bake them in a casserole dish. After you take the casserole dish out of the oven, you roll them into balls and then roll those in sugar. This is not really something that I would normally make. This happens to be gluten-free as well, so this could be a good option if you're looking for like a gluten-free snack or dessert. Let's do this, let's get started. I'm gonna be cutting this recipe in half, but all of the ingredients and the directions will be listed in full in the description down below. Preheat that oven to 350. Just did it. Beat eggs well and gradually add sugar and beat until fluffy. I think that looks sufficiently fluffy. Yeah, stir in rest of ingredients in order given. Next would be the chopped walnuts, which I have here. Add and stir. I have dates chopped up, looking good. Next we have coconut. Okay, half of that is on the counter now. So we have coconut going in. It's got vanilla. And then we have almond extract. Oh, it smells delicious. Pour into an ungreased 2-quart casserole. Since I'm cutting this recipe in half, I went with a 1-quart casserole. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this beautiful casserole dish? This was a gift from Lindsay. Of course it was a gift from Lindsay. She's amazing. I have the best friend. So I'm supposed to throw this in here. I mean, throw it, not really, but you know, put this in here. Gonna spread that out. Bake for 30 minutes. Baking for 30 minutes. This was starting to get super brown, so I took it out of the oven about 3 minutes early. I'm just popping in really quickly to give this a stir. It says, while hot, stir well with a wooden spoon, and then I have to let it cool. So I wanted to kind of give you an idea of this process. Is this what it's supposed to look like? It still looks a little sticky. Like maybe I need to put this back in the oven. I don't know. All right, actually, I think I am just gonna stick this back in the oven for a minute. Cooled quite a bit. I figured out what it smelled like while it was in the oven. It reminds me of date pinwheels, which it's a cookie I absolutely love, so I have high hopes for these. I'm supposed to form this into small balls, then roll them in additional sugar. It doesn't say what size the little balls should be, so I'm gonna go with this size cookie scoop, maybe a tablespoon, something like that. I have a feeling this is gonna be very sticky. I may need to oil my hands. Not too bad. We'll see what I'm saying after a few of these. Okay, I'm gonna put you here. A full recipe is supposed to make 36. We'll see if I get 18 out of this since this is a half recipe. I suppose if you were making these for a holiday, you could always roll these in colored sugar. Orange for Halloween. Oh, big little pumpkins. I know we're not in the right season for that. Maybe red for Christmas or Valentine's Day. Yeah, I need to wash my hands. Everything is just like sticking. I think this is our last one. How many did we end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, exactly 18. That never happens. But anyway, here's what we have. I do wonder as they sit if the moisture in them is gonna kind of soak through that sugar. For now, I think it's time to give them a taste. I'm gonna go for you. These are good. They are good. I would not call them cookies. I don't know what you would call them exactly. Pretty much the same as the filling in a date pinwheel cookie, which is fine with me because I love those cookies. I can really taste the almond flavoring coming through. These are really good. And they were very easy to make too. Another winner. How is that possible? I would definitely make these again. I cooked a recipe from nuts. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy making them. Just wanted to take a quick second to mention my fondue collaboration that's coming up. It is an open collaboration, so anybody who wants to join can join. All you have to do is make fondue, film yourself making the fondue, upload your video on Thursday, February 10th with the hashtag Let's Fondue This. There's still time to join. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. I post content similar to this just about every week. Thanks again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.